lecture, we discuss NTA 2019 mains solved questions from the topic ionic equilibrium and acids bases. Okay, ionic equilibrium and acids bases in this lecture. Okay, so the first problem is, if solubility product of zirconium phosphate is denoted by Ksp and its molar solubility is denoted by S, then which of the following relation between S and Ksp is correct? Okay, for the zirconium phosphate, this is the salt and it is Ksp is solubility product and S is the solubility. So this type of question can be solved in two ways. Okay, so first method one. See, this is one of the most repeated model in the many entrance examinations. So many times this type of questions are asked. Very, very important. Okay, so here is the method one. First, we should write the dissociation of zirconium phosphate. Okay, so how it dissociate? It will give, see, we have 3 zirconiums. So 3 zirconium. And this is the charge present on the zirconium. Okay. And how many phosphates we have? Total 4 phosphates we have. So PO4 minus 3. This is the charge present on the phosphate ion and this is the charge present on the zirconiums. Okay. So here, these are the ions which are present in the solution. Okay. So here we have a direct formula. Ksp is equal to x power x into y power y into s power x plus y. This is the direct formula to calculate relationship between solubility and solubility product. What is x here? Number of cations. What is y here? Number of anions. So S is solubility. Okay, so this theory part already we discussed how we are getting this relation and all those things. If you have any doubts, you can watch that video. Okay, so direct formula. Now see here, if you substitute, how many cations we have? 3 cations. So 3 power 3. Okay, Ksp is equal to 3 power 3. How many anions we have total? 4 anions. So 4 power 4 into S power 3 plus 4. Okay. So here we get, after simplification, this one we get 6912 into S power 7 Ksp is equal to. So here the options in this way they have given. So therefore take this one this side. So we get S power 7 is equal to Ksp by 6912. Okay, and from this, S is equal to Ksp by 6912 whole power 1 by 7. Okay, so the option is, so this is the correct option. Okay, so very simple, direct formula, one of the most important models in the entire physical chemistry. Okay, so this, remember this one, X is the number of cations and Y is the number of anions. Whatever it is the substance, this is the relation you have to use. Very simple. See, within the 2 steps we get the answer. You should be able to write the dissociation of salt. Okay. In another way, if you want to solve, so here 3s molar cation is formed and 4s molar anion is formed. Okay, so what is the concentration of cation in the solution? 3s molar. And what is the concentration of the anion in the solution? 4s molar. Okay, so here the Ksp expression for this salt is concentration of zirconium plus 4 whole power 3. See here, stoichiometric coefficient will come here into concentration of phosphate whole power 4. Okay, so this is another way. We can solve in this way also by writing the Ksp expression. Okay, so here how we are writing this one? Very simple. Concentration of cation whole power its stoichiometric coefficient. Concentration of anion whole power its stoichiometric coefficient. Very simple. Okay, so now here, what is the concentration of cation? 3s molar. So 3s whole power 3. What is the concentration of anion? 4s molar. So write here 4s whole power 4. If you expand this, we get 3 power 3, s power 3, 4 power 4, s power 4. After simplification, again we get KSP is equal to 6912 s power 7. Okay, 6912 s power 7. So after simplification, same we get this one KSP by 6912 whole power 1 by 7. Okay, whatever the method you want, you can follow. Okay, whatever it may be, you must be able to write the dissociation of given compound. Okay, so these two methods are, you can use any one, that is depending upon your interest. Okay, now let us see another problem. Now let us see two more problems. What is the molar solubility of aluminium hydroxide in 0.2 molar sodium hydroxide solution? And also provided that KSP of aluminium hydroxide is equal to 2.4 into 10 power minus 24. Okay, so here we have to calculate the molar solubility of aluminium hydroxide in 0.2 molar NaOH solution. So the concept involved here is that the solubility, how its solubility depends on the common ion effect. Okay, so that already we discussed this theory concept in the previous lectures. Okay, solubility, solubility product and common ion effect relation. Okay, so here in this type of problems, see this is a weak electrolyte and this is a strong electrolyte. Simple technique, first take the strong electrolyte NaOH, it dissociate completely into Na plus OH minus. So here the concentration of NaOH is 0.2 molar. So here this is also 0.2 molar each. Okay, because it is a strong electrolyte, undergoes almost 100% ionization. So that's why this is the concentration of the ions present. Next, let us write the dissociation of weak electrolyte. So here we get Al plus 3 plus 3 OH minus. Okay, see here, initially suppose it is 1 molar, these two are 0. Okay, at equilibrium. Okay, so solubility, see this is a solid, so that's why no need to consider in the further steps. These all reasons, everything we already discussed. It is a solid and it does not appear in the equilibrium KSP expression, so that's why no need to think about this. Only thing here you should consider these two. So the solubility of Al plus 3 is S dash and here it is 3S dash plus 0.2 molar. See here, what is the reason? See, this OH minus is a common ion. So OH minus is common ion. So we must consider the contribution. So in the solution, OH minus ions are coming from two sources. One is from the sodium hydroxide, another is from the aluminium hydroxide. But aluminium is only coming from the aluminium hydroxide, simply S dash. And here this is the 3S dash. This is the contribution of aluminium hydroxide and it is the contribution of sodium hydroxide towards total concentration of OH minus. Clear? So this step is important. But see here, this is almost equal to 0.2 molar. What is the reason? See, this is common ion effect. Due to the common ion effect, it is a weak electrolyte, means undergoes less dissociation, and in the presence of NaOH we have a common ion, so that's why its dissociation further decreases. So the contribution of OH minus ions from the aluminium hydroxide is very less, that is negligible when compared to the OH minus ions coming from the strong electrolyte. Okay, what is the reason? Once again I am repeating. This is weak electrolyte. It is strong electrolyte. It will give so many OH minus ions. It will give very less OH minus ions, and also we have common ion effect. So because of those two reasons, its OH minus ions coming from aluminum hydroxide is very less, negligible when compared to OH minus ions coming from the strong electrolyte. So that's why here this is almost equal to 0.2 molar. Okay, so now therefore let us write KSP expression for the aluminum hydroxide. So concentration of aluminum plus 3 into concentration of OH minus whole power 3. So no, see here aluminum is only one cation is present, so aluminum plus 3 whole power 1, no need to write, and we have 3 OH minus ions, so that's why OH minus ion concentration whole power 3. Okay, so here aluminum plus 3 concentration is S dash and OH minus is how much? 0.2 whole power 3, and KSP is provided in the problem, that is 2.4 into 10 power minus 24. Okay, 2.4 into 10 power minus 24. We have to find out the solubility in the presence of sodium hydroxide solution. So if you rearrange this, see this we can write 24 into 10 power minus 25. So this we can write 24 into 10 power minus 25. So here this you can write 0.2 into 0.2 into 0.2, that we can write 2 into 2 into 2 into 10 power minus 3 you can write. Okay. See here 2 into 2 into 2, that is 8. 3 times it will get cancelled. So overall we get 3 into 10 power minus 22. Okay, 3 into 10 power minus 22. So this is the option. Option C is the answer. Okay, 3 into 10 power minus 22. Okay, so very simple, and this is also very important. So many times questions were asked. If you observe this one, this is also same concept that we discussed now. Okay, what is the thing you have to do in this type of problems? If they are, what is the concept involved? We have to calculate solubility of weak electrolyte in the presence of a strong electrolyte. This is weak. Its solubility we are going to calculate in the presence of a strong electrolyte. Okay, simple concept. First write the dissociation of strong electrolyte, and then write the dissociation of weak electrolyte, and then at equilibrium calculate the find out the solubilities. Okay, so S dash we are assuming in the presence of this common ion, and here 3S dash plus 0.2. This step is important. Okay, because weak electrolyte contribution is negligible when compared to the contribution of the strong electrolyte. Okay, then substitute, write the KSP expression here. This is the KSP expression for the given electrolyte, and then substitute these equilibrium concentrations, then we get the answer. Okay, so next look at this problem. If solubility product of silver carbonate is 8 into 10 power minus 12, KSP of silver carbonate is given, the molar solubility of Ag2CO3 in 0.1 molar AgNO3 is. Same concept, 2 times questions are asked in the 2019 NTA exam. Okay, see here how important it is. Same model. Okay, everything is the same, only thing they are giving different substances. The concept involved is exactly same. Okay, so here again same story like this case. In these two, which is the strong electrolyte? This is the strong electrolyte, AgNO3. Okay, so and this is the weak electrolyte. Very simple. How can you identify which is strong, which is weak? Whose solubility we are going to calculate, that is weak electrolyte. They ask you to calculate solubility of Ag2CO3. So this is weak electrolyte in the presence of which substance? AgNO3. So this is the strong electrolyte. In this way you can easily identify which is the strong, which is weak. Let us write the dissociation of strong electrolyte. AgNO3 gives Ag plus NO3 minus. its concentration is 0.1 molar, so these are also 0.1 molar each. Okay, because strong electrolyte undergoes almost 100% ionization. Next, write the weak electrolyte dissociation, Ag2CO3. It will give 2Ag plus CO3 minus 2. So now we have 2 silver ions, so that's why 2Ag plus and 1 carbonate ion is formed. So initially we are again assuming here 1 molar 0 0. At equilibrium we are assuming 2s dash and this one S dash, because only one ion is present. Yes or no? See, for one ion S dash we have 2 ions, so that's why 2S dash. Why we are taking S dash here? Because we are going to calculate solubility in the presence of a common ion. So that's why we are taking here S dash. If you take S also, no problem. But in the theory concept I explained by using S and S dash. So explaining in this way only. Okay. So here now, see, don't think about this one, forget about it, this will not appear anywhere in the problem. Okay, so only we need the ions concentrations. Clear? So now here, what is the common ion that you should identify? See, this is the common ion, right? Silver is the common ion. So here this 2S dash is a contribution of silver carbonate, and still we have 0.1 molar from the strong electrolyte. But again same story, this 2S dash is much less than 1. Okay, if you have any confusions you can write 2S dash is much less than 0.1, so we are neglecting. Okay, here also you can write in that way. Clear? So now, why we are taking only 0.1 molar? What is the reason? Because Ag plus ions coming from both the substances, but Ag2CO3 is giving very less number of silver ions, so that's why the concentration is negligible when compared to the silver ions donated by the AgNO3 to the solution. Okay, so that's why we are taking in this way, we are taking this approximation. Now let us write the KSP expression of Ag2CO3. What is the KSP expression? Concentration of Ag plus whole power 2, because here stoichiometric coefficient is 2. So concentration of Ag plus whole power 2 into concentration of carbonate whole power 1, because only one ion is there, so that's why concentration of carbonate. Now substitute the given values. KSP is given as 8 into 10 power minus 12, 8 into 10 power minus 12, and Ag plus concentration how much? 0.1 whole power 2, carbonate is how much? S dash. Okay, S dash. So if you simplify this, S dash is equal to 8 into 10 power minus 12 by, see this we can write 10 power minus 2. So no, 10 power minus 2, because see here 0.1 into 0.1, that is 10 power minus 1 into 10 power minus 1, that we can write 10 power minus 2. Okay, if you take it up, that becomes 10 power minus 10. So therefore S dash is equal to 8 into 10 power minus 10 molar. Okay, 8 into 10 power minus 10 molar. So what is the answer? Option C is the answer. Okay, so see here, two problems with different substances, but the concept is same, that you have to observe. This is one of the most important model. Okay, so first write the strong electrolyte dissociation, then write the weak electrolyte, and here this step is important. Always neglect the contribution of common ion from the weak electrolyte, like this. Okay, we are neglecting the contribution of weak electrolyte. Okay, only take the concentration which is coming from the strong electrolyte, here and here. Okay, now let us see another problem. Here. A mixture of 100 millimole of calcium hydroxide and 2 gram of sodium sulfate was dissolved in water. Okay, 100 millimole of calcium hydroxide and 2 gram of sodium sulfate was dissolved in water, and the volume was made up to 100 ml. After dissolving, total volume of the solution is made up to 100 ml. The mass of calcium sulfate, okay, what is the mass of calcium sulfate formed and the concentration of OH minus ions in the resulting solution. Okay, so we have to calculate how many grams of calcium sulfate is formed and what is the concentration of OH minus ions present in the resulting solution. Okay, so here they have provided molar mass of calcium hydroxide, sodium sulfate and calcium sulfate, and also they have provided solubility product of calcium hydroxide. Okay, so here in this type of problems, first we have to write the reaction between these two, calcium hydroxide and sodium sulfate. Okay, because by the reaction between these two only calcium sulfate can form. Okay, so that's why we must write the reaction between those two. So calcium hydroxide plus sodium sulfate, this is Na2SO4, gives calcium sulfate. Already they have given, and also here we have Ca plus 2 SO4 minus 2, they will combine to form calcium sulfate plus 2 OH minus plus 2 Na plus. Okay, actually we get 2 moles of sodium hydroxide, but here they ask you to find OH minus ion concentration. So we can that dissociate again into Na plus and OH minus. So we are writing in this way. Okay, so here first we should find how many millimole of calcium sulfate and OH minus ions are formed, because here they have given millimoles of calcium hydroxide and weight of the sodium sulfate. Okay, so first we have to find how many millimoles of calcium sulfate and OH minus are formed, then we can easily calculate the weight and concentration. Okay, so initial millimoles, how much here? 100 millimole they have already given, but for sodium sulfate they have given weight, they didn't provide the millimole. So what is the formula here? So let us write here, number of moles is equal to weight in grams by gram molecular weight. This is the formula, right? Okay, so number of millimoles means number of millimoles equal to weight in milligrams by gram molecular weight. Okay, so by using this one we can calculate. So here millimoles of sodium sulfate is equal to 2 into 10 power 3 milligram by 143. Gram molecular weight of sodium sulfate is given as 143. Okay, so here why we are taking this one? We need millimoles, but they have given weight, that too in the grams. So to get millimoles we have to take weight in the milligram. So that's why 2 into 10 power 3 milligram by gram molecular weight. This is approximately is equal to 14 millimole. Okay, 14 millimole. And these are 0, they are not yet formed. So no, initially we are taking now. Final millimole means after finishing the reaction between these two. Okay, see here, this is 100 millimole, this is just 14 millimole. Both are reacting in 1:1 ratio. Means, so this is the limiting reagent. Okay, so this is the limiting reagent, because as per the equation both are reacting in the 1:1 ratio. Means to completely both should react we need 100 millimole each or 14 millimole each, but here it is given more, it is given less. So what happens, this is completely consumed. Still here we have 86 millimole left. So no, finally, because only out of 100 14 millimole only reacted with the sodium sulfate, remaining 86 millimole remain as it is. This is completely reacted because it is a limiting reagent. Next here, how many millimolar formed? The amount of product always formed depending upon the limiting reagent quantity. So here we have 14 millimole of limiting reagent is present. So here also we get 14 millimole of calcium sulfate, and this one we have 2 moles, so that's why 2 into 14, that is equal to 28 millimole of hydroxide ions are formed. Okay, so here we have 14 millimole of calcium sulfate is present and 28 millimole of hydroxide ions are present in the resulting solution. Okay, the first question is, what is the weight of calcium sulfate? Okay, so again from this formula, number of moles equal to weight by gram molecular weight. Okay, so in this way we can calculate by using that relation. So first we are going to calculate weight of calcium sulfate is equal to number of moles of calcium sulfate into gram molecular weight. Okay, into whose gram molecular weight? Calcium sulfate gram molecular weight. So here not millimoles are given, so 14 into 10 power minus 3 moles. So no, into millimoles to moles means we have to multiply with 10 power minus 3. Gram molecular weight of calcium sulfate is given as 136. 136. So therefore weight of calcium sulfate we get is equal to 1.9 grams after simplification. Okay, we get 1.9 gram weight of the calcium sulfate. If you simplify this, you get this value. Okay, so clear? So first we have to find out the how many millimoles are formed. Then easily by using this formula we can calculate weight of the substance formed here. Okay, why we are multiplying with 10 power minus 3? Here we are getting in millimoles, but we need in moles, so that's why 10 power into 10 power minus 3. Next, and one more thing, they ask you to calculate what is the concentration of OH minus ion. So here by looking at the options, concentration is given in the molarity. Okay, so what is the molarity formula? One of the molarity formula is equal to number of moles into 1000 by V in milliliter, because here volume is provided in milliliter, so we are using this formula. Different formula for molarity we discussed in the previous lecture, 10 types of formulas. Okay, that you can go through once, because depending upon the volume whether given in liters or milliliters we use suitable formula. So here volumes are given in milliliters, so we are taking this one. Okay, so to calculate hydroxide ion concentration, so now that is nothing but concentration of OH minus ions in the molarity. Okay, so is equal to how many moles of hydroxide is formed? 28 into 10 power minus 3, because again here we have in millimoles but we need in the moles, so that's why 28 into 10 power minus 3 into 1000 by volume. What is the total volume of the solution? 100. Okay, total volume of the solution is 100. So 10 power minus 3, 10 power 3 will get cancelled. So from here we have OH minus ion concentration is equal to 28 by 100, that is equal to 0.28 moles per liter. Okay, so what is the answer here? The second option is our answer. Okay, so very simple but different concepts. So here we are using a number of moles formula, limiting reagent concept and molarity formula. See, if you observe this one, we didn't use this KSP anywhere in the problem. Yes or no? We didn't use this KSP anywhere in the problem, but only thing is that to confuse us they will give this type of values to fool the students. Okay, we think about this one. how to use, where we have to use this KSP and all those we think that will waste our time. Okay, so that's why see here, that is the reason why I am explaining this problem in this concept. Here KSP is given in the problem, but we are not at all using that anywhere in the problem. Okay, so in the next lecture we discuss previous NTA 2019 problems from the acids, bases and also chemical equilibrium. Okay, thank you.